For this session, I will be presenting on leadership, governance, and human rights in my life and in my community. I want to start off by quoting from our Pacific Leaders Vision, which was highlighted in the Pacific Leaders meeting in Auckland, New Zealand in 2004, where they believe that the Pacific region can, should, and will be a region of peace, harmony, security, and economic prosperity, so that all of its people can lead free and worthwhile lives. We treasure the diversity of the Pacific and seek a future in which its cultures, traditions, and religious beliefs are valued, honored, and developed. We seek a Pacific region that is respected for the quality of its governance, the sustainable management of its resources, the full observance of democratic values, and for its defense and promotion of human rights. We seek partnerships with our neighbors and beyond to develop our knowledge, to improve our communications, and to ensure a sustainable economic existence for all. Now, what does that mean to you as an individual? How would you define leadership in your respective communities? And why is leadership, governance, and human rights important in your community? And does this vision, which I have read out, that our leaders have alluded to, is it really a reality in your communities? I leave that to you to answer. Now, when we talk about communities, we refer to groups that share common characteristics or interests. Individuals may belong to a community because of where they live, for instance, within a village, neighborhood, or university campus, where they work, the sporting club they join, or the church they attend. A person can now be part of even a virtual community, where all of their interactions with a group are online via websites, chat rooms, news groups, email, or discussion boards. A person could belong to a virtual community that discusses topics such as a computer software, how best to raise children, where to shop for the best buys, or the best places to visit on an overseas trip. Your identity as an individual and as a member of society is an important aspect to being a human being, because it is how we see ourselves and how others see us. To have a good sense of self-esteem or self-worth, we need to be satisfied with who we are. Our identity, or who we are, is built up over time by our environment, our family, our education, our work, our religion, and so on. As we grow up, we develop an understanding of who we are. This knowledge comes in part from the people around us. Now we're going to watch two clips. One is on human rights, and the other one portrays the importance of leadership and governance.
From the start of our lives, because we are human beings, there are certain things our governments must do to help us reach our potential. These expectations and claims we have of our governments are called human rights. Every single man, woman and child has them. Rights call on governments to respect, avoid putting limits on some things that a person can do. Protect, safeguard a person from abuse. Fulfill, to provide basic conditions to enable a person to achieve their potential. The most basic minimum human rights standards have been discussed and written down by countries. Countries have agreed to follow them. These have become international law. An example where human rights can be found at home is in the Constitution. Promoting respect for basic rights is one of the main purposes of the United Nations. This is achieved through activities of United Nations organisations around the world. The Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights is responsible for leading the UN's human rights programme. There are also committees of experts that monitor how well countries put their human rights promises into practice. And there is an assembly of countries called the Human Rights Council, which discusses different human rights topics and situations from around the world. Find out what your rights are, learn more about the UN Human Rights Programme, and spread the word. Visit OHCHR.
It's smarter to travel in groups.
So from the human rights clip, which was the first clip that was played, what were key messages that you learned? Anything that comes to mind?
From the first clip of human rights, I have learned that everyone is equal. Okay, everyone has a right to do anything. When we are born, we have a right. Okay, so mostly people out there doesn't know such this human rights concept. So also it's best for us to go and disseminate to them what's important of these human rights, because this will help them in bringing their lives up. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lekima. That was a great contribution, and I think you've captured the essence of what the video clip was trying to portray. As you had alluded to, that you said that human rights is about the equality of all, and that is what human rights is about. So just a recap, and I know this is things that you're learning in the course, that human rights are those rights that every human being possesses and is entitled to enjoy by virtue of their humanity. All humans are born with these rights. As the student had mentioned, they cannot be taken away or only given to some people. They are a natural part of being human. Human rights are based on the fundamental principle that all people are inherit or are born with human dignity, and that regardless of sex, race, color, language, national origin, age, class, or religious beliefs, they are equally entitled to enjoy their rights. And as you had seen in the video clip, it basically is trying to remind us that the government has a responsibility to respect, protect, fulfill, and promote these rights. Now I'm going to refer back to clip number 2 that portrays different scenarios of teamwork. And I'm just going to go back to the students again, just to ask them in terms of what did you learn in terms of leadership?
It says that working in a group is better. So what can be seen, the lesson from there is that good leadership is important, as you put your needs before others. So when you work as a team, any difficulty or any obstacles can be overcome. And if things are done in a one-man army, then nothing can be overcome. So it's good to do things together and take everyone's consideration into consideration.
Thank you very much, Tomasi. I think you described it very well, that leadership is about working together. It's about teamwork. And, you know, that is what leadership is about. It's a process. It is about taking control and leading by example. When you start looking at leadership, you start looking at the quality of leadership. And that is the ingredients or skills that make up leadership, which I'm also aware that, you know, there's great articles in your course materials on that, so I'm not going to elaborate on that.